A few tips before you start. Do not wash anything with antibacterial soap. You don't want to kill all the bacteria you actually want it. Wash your hands very well in soapy water that's not antibacterial. And the same thing with everything you're going to use. We're only going to make a quart jar of sauerkraut today. That's all I have. But you can adapt this to make as much as you want. Now, it's important that your vegetable be organic. We don't want pesticides in it. It has to be pesticide free so that it'll ferment properly. I am going to take off the top leaf because we're going to use it as a stopper. And we're going to slice this as thinly as we can. Want to slice it like that. It's important that you do not use a super processed salt when you're fermenting vegetables. I'm going to use some sea salt. Obviously, any brand is okay, and you can use pink Himalayan salt as well for a better result, okay? So I'm going to start with about a half tablespoon of salt. I'm going to sprinkle it on. If you're making a very big batch of sauerkraut, you can salt it as you are slicing it. So you chop, 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 put it in your, in your bowl, salt, chop, 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 salt, so that you have enough salt to cover all the cabbage, and the cells in the walls of your cabbage start relaxing and releasing liquid. So now we're going to give this a nice, strong massage. We want this cabbage to start releasing liquid. I mean, don't be afraid to squeeze it hard. Look, already it's starting to glisten, but we want brine. Now, I am going to taste this to see if I want to put more salt in it, and I'm probably going to put more salt in it because I need to get as much brine as possible, but I don't want it to be super salty, so. Okay, I'm not going to add more salt. I think that's enough. All right, I'm gonna let this rest for about 30 minutes and see how much liquid this is releasing. That beautiful brine. We're going to start pressing our cabbage into our jar. I have this little wooden presser, but you can use, anything like a masher, anything, just as long as you can press that cabbage into the jar. We're going to see if we have enough brine or if we have to continue massaging. The important thing is that our cabbage is covered in brine. So if we don't have enough brine, we are going to have to keep on massaging. My cabbage reduced to almost nothing. So my jar is actually too big. I'm going to have very little sauerkraut. I'm going to do this with another cabbage and then we can continue. But I don't know if you can see that. We do have enough brine there to cover the cabbage. I'm just going to make more. By the way, I'm going to sprinkle some caraway seeds in here. Absolutely optional. This has a little bit of a licoricey anise flavor. All right, I'm going to make some more cabbage and I'll come back, okay guys? All right, let's prepare another cabbage. Again, we're gonna remove the outer leaves, and I'm going to rinse it out, get rid of the excess dirt. How do we know this is an organic cabbage? It comes with a tenant, which is, I think, died with the cold. I have twice as much cabbage this time. Based on the taste of the other one, I'm gonna go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of salt. I'm gonna go wash my hands so we can start rubbing. As with the other one, nice and strong. Nice. So what happens if you don't have enough brine? There's a few things you can do. Some people add water and salt to their kraut. That'll just make it mushy, in my opinion. So I think it would be better that you let it rest and you keep on squishing and maybe even pounding and try and get that brine out. You might have to add a little more salt if possible. Sometimes a little bit of lemon juice will do the secret. All right, let's put this inside the jar. I have a lot of liquid here, so I'm not gonna wait. I'm just gonna start packing it into that jar. But I'm gonna go rinse my hands first. Okay, this should look better. Oh yeah, lots of liquid in there. So, how long will this take to be ready is the million-dollar question, because it depends. A small quantity like this is going to be ready faster than a big crock. Some people won't even talk about opening a sauerkraut before 6 weeks because of probiotics. Oh, yes. Definitely have enough brine. Look at that. A lot of liquid. We are now going to use that leaf that we kept so that we can put it on top of this and keep the cabbage from floating up. You can use a piece of plastic if you want for this, plastic wrap. All right, now just patch it up a little bit. I have a little weight for this, so I'm gonna use it. But if you don't have something like this, you can use a Ziploc filled with water or a smaller jar filled with water, anything that will cause weight and keep this down. Okay. Now, I'm leaving about 2 inches to the top there. This is going to be producing gas every day. I have a little contraption to, for this with my lid. This I bought it on Amazon, really cheap, but not necessary. All you have to do is burp this every day. You're going to have to move your weight a little bit and let the gas come out, okay? Ideally, you're going to have this in a place that is between 55 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. That's, I believe, 12 to 22 or something centigrade, okay? If it's too hot, then in your kitchen, then try and find a place that's a little cooler so that this doesn't get ruined and you don't get mold and stuff. We're also gonna put this in a place where there's no direct sunlight. So a corner on the counter or something is fine. Don't put this in your fridge, because yes, it'll ferment in there, but it'll take months and months, okay? So we fill this halfway with water, so the gas will rise and then just come out of the little hole. I'm going to open this up and see what's going on in here. It's been fermenting for about 5 days. I know that at least 20 for the maximum amount of probiotics, but I do want to make sure there's no mold, and I want to taste it to see if it's not getting too sour. It already looks like it's been cooked, so let's check it. My hands are clean. Remember, no antibacterial soap. So we're going to take this out, and you can see it has little bubbles on it. There's no mold here. Oh, it smells like sauerkraut already. I am gonna wash this before I put it back. This is our little cabbage top here. That tastes good. I do want it, yes, to keep fermenting. We'll wash this, put it back, and get it all back together. But make sure you have that little leaf covering everything. When you're fermenting small batches, they do ferment faster than big crocks. That's why it's important to check them and to taste them. I have to be honest with you, I don't think I'm gonna wait 20 days. I'm gonna let you guys make those decisions for yourself. This already tastes pretty good. I'm gonna give it a few more days and maybe 3 more and check it. If I like the consistency and the flavor, I'm gonna eat it. So I don't know if you noticed, but I squished it down. All right, guys, let's look at this kraut. It has been fermenting for 9 days. Every day, guys, I pushed down this thing, making sure that it was all underneath the brine. It is very important that everything is under the liquid, okay? And I'm going to remove the leaf. Going to taste this now. Oh yeah. Perfect. This is the consistency I want. It's still crunchy. It's nice and sour. Tastes like sauerkraut. It's delicious. I'm going to transfer this to a jar. Make sure everything's covered again with brine. And I'm going to keep it in the fridge, and it'll keep, guys, up to a year. If you want this to ferment longer, please go ahead. Nothing's going to happen to it. It might get soggy and a little too sour, so taste it every day, or every so often, so that that doesn't happen. But enjoy it when you want it. Thanks for watching the video. I'm going to see you soon.